Effectiveness versus efficiency. Which matters more? Today on the Dailyist Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dailyist Show. My name is Mark Dolfini, your host and coach, and just basically doing what I do. So I hope you guys had a great start to your week so far. The Dailyist Show is basically a show for those of you who are looking out to be more time wealthy and want more white space on your calendar. If you are in real estate or not in real estate, that's okay. It really doesn't matter because we're all searching for the same thing. We're all looking for that vessel that's going to get us upstream to downstream as quick as possible, and that's what this show is about. So today we're going to be talking about effectiveness versus efficiency, and which matters more. And I get into this conversation quite often, and if you've been following me at all for any period of time, you understand how important time wealth is and how elusive it seems to be no matter what business that you're in. So we're going to be talking about that today. But so let's go ahead and define effectiveness versus efficiency, because they are both important, but yet they are both so incredibly different. And it seems to be that these words get intermingled, and I don't know. It seems the translation seems to get lost in terms of what is actually effectiveness and efficiency, and it's nice to throw them around and make it sound good, but really, what is it? Well, Peter Drucker is probably the best known for boiling this down to the simplest, if not the most simple definition between effectiveness and efficiency. Efficiency is basically doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. So let's boil that down in terms of, which would be a little bit more important. Well, efficiency is the default mode of nature, right? Using an example, you've got water that will run from the top of a hill to the bottom of a hill in the most efficient manner possible, right? It's going to go down the mountain, it's going to go over rocks, it's going to go around trees. It's going to get to the top of the mountain, to the bottom of the mountain in the most efficient way possible based on gravity, right? But is it the most effective use of the water? Well, effectiveness is really defined by the end user. Effectiveness is really defined by what your goals are, what your vision is, right? Now, for you purists out there, you hear me intermingling the words vision and goals. I know they're different, right? But having a vision for, having a abundant amount of food, and your goal is for that water to irrigate your crops down in the valley, that would be a good and effective use of that water. If, however, you're needing power to, spin a turbine and generate electricity, well, that water can, instead of it being brought down and spread out among a valley, now it's brought down and channeled really rapidly through a turbine so it can generate electricity, right? So that's the difference between effectiveness. It really depends on the end user in terms of what's trying to be done. So you got efficiency, which you can be doing a lot of things very efficiently. You can be very efficient at doing a lot of the wrong things. You can be very efficient at taking out the trash. But at the end of the day, if that's not going to get you another sale, or if that's not going to serve your customer, or if that's not going to do whatever function it is that you are doing in your business, then it's kind of pointless, right? It's not very effective. So that effectiveness and efficiency, and I would add another E to that equation. Because if you're in a business for yourself, if you're doing this for yourself and you're trying to get through and get by and just not have it so your day sucks so much, and you actually are in a business and doing the things that you most enjoy, which chances are, if you're an entrepreneur, you probably started in this business because you enjoyed it, because you didn't mind doing extra work. You didn't mind doing it. Now it's become this overwhelming burden because you can't stand it anymore, right? That's the difference when you're looking at efficiency, effectiveness, and enjoyability. You want to have all three of those things. Is your business effective? Is it efficient? And is it enjoyable? That third piece there, I'm going to go back to something that I've talked about in other well, a couple of other topics that I've talked about in other sessions here on the Daily Ish show was, you know, there's four functions. There's four basic functions in every business. Four basic functions, and ideally, you got into this business so you could do ideally probably one, maybe two of these functions. But then the other two, you're like, yeah, that sucks. I really don't want to do that. So here's the four basic functions, right? Every business has to have some sort of lead generation piece. People need to know that you're out there. People need to know that you exist, right? So that has to have lead gen. Then there's a sales piece. The sales piece, although related to lead generation, is not the same function. It's a different function because it's a different personality. It's a different function to close the sale. The leads come in, and then the leads need to get closed. Oftentimes, those are two different individuals that are doing it. A lot of times, from the entrepreneur perspective, it's the same person doing it. Okay, but you've got to have lead gen. You've got to have a sales function that closes the sale. Next, you've got the operational function, whatever the business does. That's the fulfillment piece, the operation. That's creating, fabricating, and shipping the widget, right? Whatever that is, or whatever delivering of the service. That's the operational function. And then finally is the accounting function. If you don't have an accounting function, you don't have a business. I don't know about you, but if you're doing work, would you like to be paid for it? That's the accounting function. And if you deal with vendors, you know what? They probably would like to get paid too. That's the accounting function. And of course, it goes much deeper than that as well with other things in terms of making sure that you know what your metrics are, you know your numbers and so forth, making sure that you're running a profit and so forth. So that's all four of those functions have to exist. Now let's go back to what we're talking about, effectiveness, efficiency, and enjoyability. Let's pretend that you enjoy the sales function, right? Now, if you're not doing, now remember, if we talked about it in another session, not that long ago, I think it was last week, about the 10 reasons why people buy, right? 10 reasons why people buy. I'll review this real fast. It's, real quick, it's to make money, to save money, to make money, save money, to save time, avoid effort, and escape pain. Those are the top 5. Then you have to gain more comfort, to get better health, right? Those are the next 2. And then to gain praise, to feel more love, and to increase their status. Those are the 10 most common reasons why people buy. Now, if you are doing things then this is the job that you enjoy, right? This is the piece of the puzzle that you enjoy the most. If you're not doing those things that are going to, or any of the things for your prospective customers that come in, right? If you're not working your leads and you're not doing the part that's going to help them make more money, save more money, if you're not convincing them that that's what your product does, then you're not being very effective, right? You can just go out there and say, hey, here's our business. Do you want to do business with it? Well, no, they need to know what you do. They need to know how you can help them make money or save money or avoid effort, gain praise, whatever that is. They need to know that. They need to, that's how you can be more effective in your job in that one specific category. If it's lead generation, then how are you generating the leads, or whatever piece it is? Maybe it's the fulfillment piece. Maybe you love to do the books. I don't love to do the books, but some people love to sit there and pour through numbers and just plug numbers all day long and not talk to another human being. That's not me, right? If that's you, that's great, because the world needs people like you, but you can be really, really effective, efficient, and that job is enjoyable to you. So really the point that I want to get here is that if you're an entrepreneur out there and you're trying to do all 4 of those functions, right? Again, those functions are lead generation, sales, fulfillment, and accounting. If you're trying to do all 4 of those, understand that could you? Sure. But you are limiting yourself. You are the bottleneck is always at the top of the bottle. You are now the bottleneck for your own growth. You can't grow any further because now you're asking yourself to do things that are outside of your skill set, because you really can't be great at all 4. You can do all 4, I'm sure. Most entrepreneurs do, and they do it for a while. But you're killing your ability to grow, and you're killing your ability to actually have time wealth and time freedom, because you are employing yourself on jobs that you should be paying someone else to do. So that's straightforward. Okay. Well, that is all I have for today. So I'm going to jump out of here. It is a gorgeous day outside. Probably going to go prop up in my backyard for a while. Oh, I have a call tonight. With my Inner Circle coaching clients. I love meeting with them. This is a one Tuesday out of the month we get to meet, and we all get together, and we have a really great topic tonight that we're going to be talking about. So if that's something that might interest you down the road, drop me an email. I'm at mark@landlordcoach.com. Pretty straightforward. Not hard to find, but you can always reach out to me on Facebook or whatever works out for you. All right, well, that is all I have for today, everybody. Please be sure to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have an awesome day. I'll see you guys next time.